few days later, tree has deposited leaves on car, but it's not too bad. I popped over this evening to replenish the oil. I've decided to fit the cat itself now properly for the MOT. Again, bore size is too small, so it is only temporary. I have found gaskets for it now, but presumably they will also be, I don't know, no, they're about right. And I've got a battery clamp because I was missing one, so I'm just going to wang that in there. Oh, front bumper's on. I can't remember whether I showed that. Not going to do a gear linkage now, I just want it MOT'd ready. It's another night. I've just popped over again to really play with the car, make sure it's bled up properly, because I was a bit worried that there was an airlock or something. When I filled it up, it was obviously inclined with the rear wheels on the ground and the front in the air, and I think that caused an airlock. Just running it up to temperature again. I've also back fed that hose, so now when I squeeze it, get loads of coolant coming through. Just trying to feel now if the thermostat's going to open. In other things, what have I done? I've fitted the full set of BRM wheels, so it now looks rather cool. I gave it a bit of a thrashing, which I probably shouldn't have done, and the tappet is shut up, so now it runs like a sewing machine. So really, it's just a case of checking all the bits and pieces ahead of an MOT. I've got new windscreen wipers. I haven't even done things like lights and stuff like that. Annoyingly, I thought I dodged a bullet with the ABS light going off, but that was as soon as the car drove forward and it counted the teeth, it obviously recognised something was wrong. So I need to get under there with a multimeter, check all the sensors. If it's not one of the sensors, it might be one of the rings is missing a tooth or is cracked. The fact it came on so fast makes me think it's a sensor issue, but that'll have to wait for another day. But yeah, car looks really nice, looks sweet. In fact, love BRM wheels. Those tyres are distinctly second hand, but at least the wheels are genuine BRM wheels, not Cosmos copies. I might also have to shove a whole load of discs and pads front and rear on it just for MOT purposes. Just taking it for a quick spin, and it is all good. It's quick, that's the surprising thing. I know they don't weigh a lot, but 200 horsepower in that, it's more than enough, especially on these crappy old tyres. It makes a lot of really good noises too. Engine sounds lovely. I think I've overfilled it now with coolant. It's not warm, I mean it's warm, but it's not got hot, but the fans haven't come on either, so I'm going to put the bonnet down and leave it and see if the temperature gauge will go up, and then the fans should come on. I think it's not even halfway yet. The ABS light has gone off again, interestingly. I don't seem to have much in the way of power steering, so hopefully that's all good, because that will be annoying because I've already had that apart once when I did the water pump and steering pump off the front of the thing, so I don't know what's up with that. We'll have to check. Power steering was an easy fix. There wasn't any fluid in it. I'd drained it and then forgotten to put any more in. I looked at the bottle and it's so stained you couldn't see that the level wasn't at max, so I'd just completely forgotten. I'm going to take it for another quick drive and see if that ABS light comes on and see if the power steering works properly. Just taking the car for another spin. Power steering works, ABS light hasn't come on, doesn't get hot, gauge has never got hotter than that. But when I came back, the washer bottle was, sorry, not washer bottle, coolant bottle was absolutely brim full and making all sorts of horrible gurgling noises. This is where my natural paranoia sets in, and I'm thinking, is there something funny with that head? The only way I'm really going to know is if I just keep on checking it and let it cool down. I haven't worked out what commands the fans, whether it's a temperature switch and a relay. I didn't see anything in the radiator, so if it is a temperature related thing and a relay, it must be one of these. So I might earth it at some point in the future and see if I can get the fans to switch on just for reassurance. But really, not a lot else I can do now. Just going to switch it off, let it cool down, and come and play tomorrow. Panic over. I think it was just overfilled. Level has settled down now, and it will run and switch off at the key with the cap off, and it will stay at the right level. So that's good. I might have to actually drain it all again anyway and fill it up with proper coolant, because while I was doing that I've massively diluted it. Never mind. So next morning, it was cold overnight. It came out this morning and the coolant bottle was a little bit low, so I topped it up. Just taking it for a run. I've checked the fans work. When I disconnect the CTS, they switch on. So I'm going to turn it off now and see if it boils over or does anything weird. It's probably not that as hot as it was yesterday. It's not even halfway. ABS light is back on, annoyingly. Right, now let's go watch the coolant bottle, see what happens. Not a lot. Good. Right, so it was an airlock. Superb. Right, in that case, there ain't a lot else to do. I still need to set the accelerator pedal, but I need to Google how to do that. Oil's fine, coolant hopefully now is fine. Got to do the ABS. Discs and pads are cleaning up slowly, but they haven't really had a proper chance to. Rears are particularly scabby, but it hasn't really been driven yet, so oh yeah, new wipers are on as well. Lights all work. Yeah, so it really is just the ABS and then book an MOT. It's quite dark tonight because I'm around after work, and the evenings are drawing in, which is a shame. Coolant seems fine. Obviously it's stone cold, but the coolant level has settled, so I don't think that's an issue anymore. I have bought round an electrical multimeter so that I can start checking ABS sensors. I don't know what resistance they're meant to be, but really I think anywhere between 800 and 2000 ohms and not open circuit should be fine. There is a way of plugging into a unit under the seat to check fault codes manually. I also have another present for the car, which I've cleverly locked in the back of this one. See, this is a temporary present, but we have newly refurbished BRM wheels. Again, genuine BRMs, not copies, not Cosmos, with brand new tyres, set of 4. So they're temporary. They're actually from that bubble turbo again. But this will be perfect for MOT, and then if I sell the car or whatever, I'll swap back to the older ones. Got my multimeter set to resistance and about 2000 ohms. That, I don't know whether you can see because it's dark, you probably won't be able to. That's the sensor going to the wheel, and by probing it I'm getting about 1.1 kilo ohms, so 1100 ohms. We shall do the same on this one, wherever it is, down this, oh there it is, convenient, and have a look. I won't be able to do it because, or film it because I haven't got enough spare hands, but I'm sure you get the idea. There are also, on this car, both rear wheels have sensors. So this is the near side rear, just clips up under there, and the offside rear will be over there. And again, won't be filming this, but I can at least check it. Have spotted my first bit of rust repair. Somebody's put a plate in under here where the rear anti-roll bar went. So that doesn't look the best. I might have to chop that out and weld it in properly. Well, I've just been grovelling around under there, looking at the rear sensors. And I'm not sure whether it's good news or bad news, but basically the rear sensors check out too. So it's kind of as I sort of suspected. It's either, I don't think it's a sensor issue, because the light is off when you turn the key on. It only illuminates when you start driving. So it's when it starts trying to count things, which means it's probably one of the reluctor rings is either cracked, furred up, rusted, whatever. And it is a bit rusty under there because it hasn't been driven for a long time. So this weekend, hopefully, if I get some time, I'll get it up in the air. I will clean up all of the reluctor rings, look for anything obvious while I'm fitting those wheels, and if that doesn't reveal anything, then I'll do the old school flashy lights on the dashboard type fault code reading and see if I can get anywhere doing that. But anyway, it's getting dark. It's also started to rain, so I'm going to go home. You're not going to believe this. I've just taken the car for a run. ABS light has never come on at all. So whether I've disturbed a loose connection and it's just started working again, or whether there was a bit of a rust on a ring and it's just been thrown off, I don't know. But it's an acid test. Let's turn all that off again. ABS light on. ABS light is off. I remember it being intermittent when I first got it, looking back at some of the earlier videos, but yeah, jammy is all I can say. And touch fake plastic wood, it stays that way, because right now I can't actually think of anything this car needs other than an MOT. So I am gonna, as I say, swap those new wheels and tyres on and then wang it through an MOT and see what happens.